Well, it is absolutely wonderful to be here, and Jennifer, thank you so much for that lovely introduction. And you know, Megan, I really have to say, I made my first transistor radio when I was 6, and so I could so identify with that young woman working on her in a computer. I mean, it's exactly what it's all about. And indeed, when I was fortunate to start Europe Online, actually with Hubert Borde, the goal was to make the internet available via satellite to everyone. And so I'm so happy that we're now continuing that into Africa, also with one of the companies that I have started. A lot has been said about, now unfortunately the roses are kind of hiding the timeline. So I know that Jennifer, I promised Jennifer, and thank you so much. Okay, so they're wonderful roses. Now everybody can see them. So a lot was talked about yesterday about doing the possible. Wait just a second, hold on. Yeah, I want to talk about doing the impossible things, because those are the things that are really only worth doing in life. Megan just talked about teams and talent. I would like to speak about the power of the individual, about the power of the entrepreneur, about the power of women to change the world for the better. And it is my absolute belief that every single one of you and every single one of us not only has the power, the capability, but that we also have the responsibility. And some of us are more fortunate than others, and certainly I was one of those fortunate people. Why? Because when I was 5 years old, not when I was 6 when I did my radio, but when I was 5, it was 1957, and it was the year of the Sputnik, of satellites. And so most little girls get dolls when they are 5. I got a toy Sputnik with Santa Claus to put on my Christmas tree. This toy Sputnik is on every single one of my Christmas trees ever since. That inspired me. We're talking about authenticity and about innovation. And that inspired me to think, what could I do? What could satellites do to help change the world? And I was incredibly fortunate to have a father and to be able to also have that father work at the White House to help do the Apollo missions, to do the first satellites in the United States, to have Vinton Cerf, the Google evangelist, at our home. And he told me when I was 10 years old, he came to my class, and he said, satellites will be able to help people communicate, to help people get entertainment, to help people be educated. And when we have war, we will have wars with satellites, and we will have peace on Earth. So, you know, young girls, little girls, believe their daddies. And so when I turned about 18, I looked around me and I said, whoa, you know, where is this peace on Earth? Where are the satellites doing all of these things? And I was incredibly fortunate in 1983 to start the Astra satellite, the SES, today the world's largest satellite. And, but what was it that drove me? It was really this idea at that time of creating international peace. And for me, I always talk about happy days. And for me, the happiest day in the Astra satellite story was in 1995, April 9th, 5:03 in the morning. The Astra satellite, which was a United States-built satellite, owned and operated by SES, the European company I had founded, was the first satellite to be launched on a Russian launcher. And we were standing in Baikonur. It was freezing cold. at 5:03 in the morning, I'm standing next to two Russian generals. They say, you see, Candace, the first stage of the launcher will fall over Russia, the second one will fall over Siberia, and the third will fall over China. And truly, in the words of Spinoza, peace being beautiful, this was international peace, it was international cooperation. And it was started really by a little girl who got, you know, a Sputnik at age 5. So when you're having your kids, think of the toys that you're going to give them. A lot of people say that it's not enough to be number one, it's another thing to stay number one. And so in 1997, I needed to break the mindset of all of the other male members of the SES board and say, when they were all very happy after having done an IPO and being very rich, I said, nope, we're going to be the object of a hostile takeover. We're so successful, we need to go global. And so in 1997, I conceived the idea of SES going global, and in 2001, we became the world's largest satellite system. I just want to go through real quickly here some of the things that I was fortunate to be involved in. And this is going to sound immodest, but I think it's also very, very important to underline this. We are trying in Europe, we're trying to have a knowledge-based entrepreneurial economy. All governments realize that innovation, entrepreneurship is absolutely what is going to drive our economy, our society, and create solutions for our world. And therefore, it is important that if you have an idea, that you say it is your idea and you take the responsibility to realize it. Taking responsibility of realizing a vision is probably the most wonderful, difficult challenge that will give you the happiest days, and not only to you, but to other people on this planet. So just real quickly, after SES Astra, I started Europe's first private telecoms network. I was fortunate to be one of the founders of Iridium and to go back and help it when it got to be in bankrupt, and it went on to save many, many lives throughout the world. Indeed, to have started Europe's first and world's first internet-based online network, because I believed that everybody had the right to true telecommunications amongst each other around the world. To, of course, if necessary, sometimes you have people who are standing in your way and they're doing wrong things, so you must right those wrongs. That is your responsibility. And when I founded and was the president of the Association of Private Telecom Operators in Germany, we took the Deutsche Telekom to court. We won. We're the only ones who ever did that for illegal data subsidies. The power of women. 20 years ago, well, in March 2012, a number of women and myself, we got together and said, wow, this is neat. You know, we've got some great women coming together. Let's get together and let's make it really even better. And so we coined the slogan, the changing culture of communications, and we added last year from generation to generation, and it's one of the best brain trusts and networks of the world. As Jennifer said, I am a musician, I am in the arts, and so I very much believe in the convergence of art, science, and technology. So that's all done. So I'm 58, started 5 companies, started 2 organizations. What do you do from here? You start the most exciting part of your life. You start helping young people with their ideas, realize their visions. Plus, very, very fortunately for me, I'm also able to learn new sectors that I didn't know anything about, such as clean tech and such as med tech. How am I doing this? I'm doing it by myself personally investing not only money, but time and experience and expertise. And I'm getting all of my friends, all of my colleagues from around the world to say, hey guys, we've got to make certain we do not have a lost generation, we have the next generation, and that is by investing and enabling. And so just real quickly, some of the things, and I think this really is so important. My personal goal is to use technology to help me challenge the responsibility of contributing to an ethical, safe, productive, sustainable world. And that is, I believe that is certainly one of the challenges for all of us. So I'm investing, and we are investing. We've put together groups of angel investors to invest in clean tech, doing wind power. And you'll please notice just about all of these times, every single time, it says the world's first, and it is the world's first. So we're talking about investing in innovation, which has risks, but has great rewards. We've done the first energy savings credit platform. We are doing RFID for the monitoring of forestry throughout the world, remote frequency identification. Here in Cameroon, women are monitoring the forests of Cameroon, making certain that they will be safe. We have invested in the world's first pulse light sterilization for water and food packaging. Nestle's, Danone, Coca-Cola, they are using our technology around the world, also particularly in Africa. One of our young women entrepreneurs has developed the world's first card-based blood group identifier to be used anywhere, anytime. Here again, it is democratizing access to technology. It is the blood identifier that is going out to the world as opposed to the citizens coming into hospitals. We Europeans shouldn't say anything about it, actually, but we have also enabled China's #1 business social network, Uxi, to come into existence. We're doing medication and healthcare for third generation. And with Sensior, we're taking the temperature and stress of everything and everyone. Communications is all about people to people, people to things, things to people, and connecting it. And for me, a personal goal is also achieving, we were just talking about communications between various things in the network, and I believe that the brain is really the biggest network in the next horizon and the most challenging, and I'm hoping that one day we will be able to we'll have brain-to-brain communication, reaching the height of a Bach fugue in networks. And thank you all so much.